Hi guys, this is Carissa here with our third Ed Talk. It's from the book To Teach, chapters 3 through 5. And there are a lot of things that I found interesting in these chapters, and I can't wait to start sharing them with you. So here we go. In chapter 3, I found the main theme that kind of stood out to me was this idea of laboratory for learning. And maybe it stood out to me because I love laboratories and working in them, but mainly just this idea of building the whole environment so that it's positive for all the students to learn. As the author states, in all of this, the goal was to make the classroom environment a learning laboratory and active workshop for discovery. I wanted to challenge youngsters to pursue their work, their interests, their knowledge. I wanted to demonstrate to them that they were capable and potentially strong in that pursuit. That knowledge was available to them to read, write, figure, and so on. But my larger purpose demanded that I teach reading, for example, in the service of discovery and becoming powerful, that I resist reducing mathematics to purely technical skill, reading, math, science, geography, history. All of these were attended to seriously, but always in light of larger goals and purposes. So I just thought, as a math teacher, how am I going to build the environment in my class so the students don't only learn math skills, but also learn the processes and logical and rational thought behind all of the math? So not only thinking how the environment as far as decor is in my classroom, but also just how I present everything. And just remembering that the learning environment is a complex living reflection of a teacher's values. So it's going to show my values in regard to math, but also in regards to life. I really enjoy the whole theme behind chapter 4 and just the aspect of teachers as explorers. And I actually really enjoyed the story of Zayed, the author's son, that he begins the chapter with, talking about how he goes on his quest in becoming a man. It was kind of funny, but after I finished reading the story, I thought, hey, if I ever have kids, that would be actually kind of fun to do that type of quest with them. And that made me think about just how often we neglect preparing children for adolescence and how important that actually is for our society. That made me think about how can I as a teacher use math to help my students explore the world around them and help prepare them for life after high school and after college, that they could use the thought process that they learned in math to the situations in their life. I also like how the author says that teaching is often bridge building, beginning on one shore with the knowledge, experience, know-how, and interests of the students. The teacher moves toward broader horizons and deeper ways of knowing. So as a teacher, I'm going to help them build that bridge to the knowledge that they need. And that all builds into the idea that we have to build a framework in our classroom, one that builds courage to go and explore and ask questions in order to learn new things. And we as a teacher have to build this framework and then allow the students to be free in it. As the author says in chapter 5, since knowledge is infinite and knowledge intersubjective and multidimensional, anyone who tries to bracket thinking in any definitive sense is in essence killing learning. Teachers can expose, offer, encourage, and stimulate. They should not dictate. As a math teacher, of course, we study about infinity, but that doesn't mean we know everything to the infinity. Actually, we know that there's an infinite amount of processes and mathematical concepts that I will probably never know in my whole life, and my students will most likely not know all of it either in their life. So the question to me is, how can I build a framework in my classroom so that my students will want to go and learn deeper and new concepts, so that they wouldn't put a limit to themselves, but they would continue exploring to the infinity. So those are my thoughts from this week's reading. I hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful rest of the week.
Created using Powtoon.